What's up, yo? I'm thinking to myself, right? There's a lot of things going on, and that I feel like people are not expressing. Like, for example, we're like in the precipice, I think, of like AI exploding, like technology on another level that we couldn't see, a couple decades. Um, I remember when the internet was new, a new thing, with the computers and stuff. Now we're on another level. It's making all the discoveries we learned in the past decades uh, look like a thing of the past, which include coding, which includes you know, internet, Google search, all that stuff, Yahoo. um, we're evolving. I see it. I see the evolution. Where now we're asking the right questions. You know what I mean? We're learning how to ask uh, the things that we want to know about. And then with someone there to respond at lightning speed, um, you no longer have, the kid who never knew nothing. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're about to replace schools. We're about to replace jobs. I mean, I'm testing these things out, and I'm already seeing, man. I'm already seeing things that I never would have thought about in my head. You know what I mean? Um, had it not been for this invention of the AI, which is us ultimately. We're just displaying it, and it's regurgitating, spitting it back at us. Um, but yeah, humans tend to forget. This thing doesn't forget. You know what I mean? So that's a thing that I can use. You know what I mean? Because you want to stay sharp. Now we're not forgetting, because this AI thing is like an assistant, and it's remembering everything. You know what I mean? So it's listening and observing, and it's not forgetting. You know what I mean? Like, and we tend to forget, and so it's like, damn, that's helping me keep sharp. Like, oh shit, I remember. Okay, I gotta keep up. So now it's like pushing us to the limits, man. And I think it's a good thing. You know what I mean? Because this thing exercise an imagination better than most people could. You know what I mean? Most people don't even use their imaginations. And here you got an AI kind of like imagining certain things and coming up and spitting it at you, and hopefully you can, take what is useful and discard what is not, and add what is uniquely your own on it. But it's helping you complete that vision or that picture that you wouldn't have finished. You know what I mean? Because you don't know how to use your imagination, and here is spitting it at you to make you think a little more imaginative, and get more creative. So it's definitely helping us get more creative. And I'm listening to, I just heard. Even the way we hear music, I don't even think I grew up listening to shit. For example, like, man, this is so much science too, man. Cause see, I'm born in the '80s, so I kind of carry the weight of the '60s, because those before me, you carry a generation before, you know me. So if I'm '80s, '70s was right there, but they carry the '60s, so it really means I carry the '60s, because I'm feeding off of them. So these new cats, the '90s and '20s, all that shit, but they're born on the precipice of a crown. So they're on the if there was colors, they would be like on the yellow, the red, or you know, the bright shit, and they wouldn't hold all the lower layers if it's not for the 80s, you know, who got a taste of all the rubble, the core stuff, you know, more into the crux of the matter, while the ones in the 90s were like on an era where it was just booming, you know what I mean, like all the light area, you know what I mean, all clean and purified and stuff. So but anyway, from then on, we've gone into a whole new world, a whole new dimension, you know what I mean, because now you know, it's the you know what I mean, it's like we're futuristic, man. We're like evolving, like people in the cave, you know, times couldn't even, and it's progressing so fast. So like 5-10 years from now, like I said, they're already talking about you know, reversing aging with a thing called epigenetics. So you know, it's like, you know, like what are we supposed to think about when everything is available and accessible and easily accessible to us, you know? We no longer gotta think about, you know, let's say a job because it's been replaced, you know. Let's say we no longer gotta work because now these robots and things are taking over and they tax dumb, and we just get like some type of, you know, we get the produce of what is created out of it, and we don't have to work, let's say, you know what I mean, in 5-10 years. It's cool, okay, but then what do we think, like, you know, and like what it's about, you know what I mean? So this is what I'm saying, the evolution of the human is about to explode with all this AI integration juxtapose us, you know. And I think it's good, man, you know. I'm always, you know, I always, when it came out, I always thought it was dope, you know what I mean? Like, it helps us push us. They're always scared because they know that it helps us become smarter, it helps us be more in tune with ourself, self knowledge, you know. Knowledge of self is the best, you know. They don't want you to have self knowledge. AI provides that, you know what I mean? So they'll come out with another angle talking about like it's gonna take over and this and that, because they're afraid that we're gonna take over, you know, and say that, oh, you know, we're no longer slaves and we don't gotta work and shit like that, you know, because we don't have to do nothing, and everything should be available. But people are slowly waking up, and this AI, like I said, it's gonna be an explosion. I can't stop thinking about how, like, I wrote a script and it was like AI generated. Like, I was like, oh shit, like this shit helped me finish a screen play idea that I was thinking about, you know. Like, I was just like, let me throw this in there, like, you know, because I got an idea, right? I'm like, boom, well, come up with a screen play like that, you know, and boom, it came out like, oh shit, like, you know. And so now I'm probably now I could probably make a movie the way I mean, I alter it. It spits out. It spits out these things and shit like that. But you're supposed to take it from there, you know, and make it your own way. You know what I mean? Make it your own thing. Like I said, I just dibbled and dabbled and shit, you know, because I'm always on the precipice of things, you know. And if I'm telling you that there's gonna be like some type of explosion, it's because times is gonna change in a couple years, man. It's gonna be sooner rather than later, you know what I mean? Like, you don't gotta wait, you know, 100 years from now, 50 years, like this. We're talking about 5-10 years, you know. So, I mean, shit is making us think more evolved, you know. So I see myself like an Iron Man, you know, like Bruce Wayne, Tony Starks, or some shit, and uh, able to like uh, cover many terrains at once, you know, and that's what they're teaching you. They're teaching you that you don't have to be, you know, limited. So they got all these AI animation things, right? You wanna go, you wanna go real quick and study another the way they doing it is like with games and stuff like that. You create your own world, you go to another galaxy, you know, and they're distracting you, you know, but also they're like opening your eyes, you know, like your horizons, you know, and that's why they push all these little things like, you know, like to make you want to expand your horizons and shit, you know. and and that's what it does. But on a more realistic level, this AI is right there now. I'm pretty sure, you know what I mean, that could give you in real time, if you like probably pay a fee or some shit, of any shit you want to know, like in real recordings, you know. Like, shit is crazy, man. Like, I'm just like, I'm surprised like not many people talking about this shit, because I mean, it's all over, right? It's all over the feeds and shit like that. But I don't think people really processing this shit, because this shit, y'all was listen to this shit, man. This is Biggie Smalls, AI generated, using I think Tretch from Naughty by Nature, I think. Let me see.
Oh shit!
From Naughty by Nature. That's Biggie Small, but alright, so this is what's going on, right? There's a lot of motherfuckers. It's like AI generated shit, right? They're putting, you could hear, right, Biggie Small's voice rapping, let's say, and one of these current rappers, you know, they'll use like, let's say a Jay-Z, or I just heard one with Nicki Minaj and shit. Well, she's rapping Biggie, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of that put current rappers. Damn. There's a lot that put current rappers, right, with Biggie's voice. Like, let's say Jay-Z or 50 Cent, you know, Rick Ross. But their music and Biggie Small's voice and shit. Like, I just heard some Nas, you know, shit that we've heard growing up, you know, but but now replayed with Biggie's voice and shit. Yo, and I feel like it's like a proof test, like, you know, like it has to pass the Biggie voice test, because I've been listening to a lot of this shit, right, with Biggie's voice, and a lot of them don't pass the voice test. Like, I don't know, like maybe I forget, man, you know what I mean? It's a lot of, I've been listening, man, but I don't be, that's why I need the AI to remember. But I heard maybe like a few songs from, maybe I think it was Kanye West, you know what I mean? But Biggie's voice playing Kanye West's lyrics, I was listening to it, I couldn't feel it, you know what I mean? I couldn't, you know what I mean? It doesn't sound like Biggie. But then when you hear like certain, like this one to me, I thought, you know, it sounded like Biggie, you know, like that could have been Biggie, you know what I mean? Like, but I know that's not him. I just like, yo, that's that, you know, now they're generating all these lyrics, so I'm like, that could be like AI generated. And then I read, and then it's like, oh, it's Naughty by Nature and shit, you know what I mean? But that shit sounded dope. Listen to this shit, man. Listen to this shit. Listen to this shit, man. I'm in my crib chilling.
Oh shit!
Listen to the lyrics. Like, I never listened to with Naughty by Nature, but now I listen to it with Biggie voice. You know what I mean? Like, this shit is crazy.
But there's a standard of tumbling, I'm to business, which is when yelling and mumbling, you ain't a pal of me, my family ties, but I with Mallory, my analogy ain't the salary, as I wrote reality to galaxy. For centuries they said to me, what this in the weed, what a chain representing penitentiaries, but more than just a boy child, from north to ill town, been all you know from, like the right, the stuff on some wasn't dropping too fast, I was trying too low, you think I'm rocking too quick, I think you listen too slow, I'm a broke, think you're struck in a pump in assumption, you just while your family saying the best shit since fuck. Talking by an obstruction, I'm turning something to nothing from push it to mush it, it's the ripping every function. Walking it up, pumping it up, jumping the ducks, looking to hump, bitch up in the trunk, bumping me up.
See, that shit sounded, to me that was like, oh shit, that shit could be like Biggie, you know what I mean? They don't, not all the rappers be passing that test though, man. Like I said, I heard some West, some others, I just can't remember, but garbage when they play it with Biggie voice.
I'm bringing down on the rail, and this one goes out to all the people who be questioning my skill. Niggas, I've been rocking since sleep. And we feel that we build careers and still. So all the rest come up in desperate, only stress is what you find thinking. Finny don't fight and Finny can rhyme shrinking. The sleeping MC, I eat my good and plenty. Lyrically spanking, yo, that's why they call me a Blue Finny. And oh yes, I just appeal to the masses. Young Joe folks, the Apollo women do classes. They don't begin with no lying professor. They begin with them, we got the pen and bad above the dresser. Lesser, I'm here, she never challenge your day with 13 years experience of ripping my foot in my hand.
Yeah, that shit crazy. And I understand everything they saying. These rappers, man, they don't, these young cats don't be knowing what the fuck they say. That's hard. I'm from a generation where we press the rewind button. So like I was saying, yo, this shit is changing the whole way we move. Like now, I don't even want to listen to a lot of these new rappers. I'd rather just listen to the you know, resurface, you know, the dead rappers with some of the rappers I like. You know, they gotta pass the you know, the litmus test or some shit, or the Biggie test, or voice test or some shit. You know what I mean? Like if it doesn't sound hot with his voice, like, you know what I mean, it doesn't pass. You know, I don't know, man. That's just. I think it's also a thing of the 90s and the 80s. Like, we have taste, you know what I mean? Because we grew up in the golden era and shit. So we know a lot about music and like taste, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks this way, you know? You know. I know y'all feeling me. But check it out. Getting back to what I was saying, this shit, right? This shit's changing. It's changing the whole dynamics, man. And those who can't keep up, man, are gonna be left behind, you know. I gotta catch myself too, you know. I'm like, you know, sometimes be slipping because I'm like, you gotta remember, we're in the time of, we're in the age of Aquarius, right? The water bearer. You know, the ancients studied the stars, you know what I mean? Y'all gotta understand, I'm a real conscientious dude, you know what I mean? I know a lot of shit, you know what I mean? I'm from the streets, that's why I got street cred. I've been in, you know, I've been around, but I'm also a smart, intellectual person, you know what I mean? I don't be bragging about it because that's not cool. Sometimes I'm a stupid motherfucker, you know, but getting back to my point, we changing, man. We changing fast. You know what I mean? So, don't worry. I'm gonna still provide you with that fire that you need. But yeah, man. If you don't keep up, man, you're gonna be left behind. And things are changing fast. You know what I mean? Like real fast. Like we're whole. I mean, we're gonna be thinking, I mean, we're aliens, basically, you know what I mean? We're fucking aliens. I always knew I was a Zog, you know what I mean? And you're all my creations, but now this AI, the assistants, if you learn how to use it right, man, you won't need me, you know what I mean? Which is what it's doing. It's basically replacing, you know, the gifted and shit. But fuck it, that's what we do, you know what I mean? We gotta humble ourselves and become nothing once we've become everything. You know, now we have to become nothing and let the other things think there's something, you know? Anyway, that's that with all of that. LZ in the house. Remember to follow, subscribe my YouTube channel, and I got a single coming out on June 28th. Be sure to pre-save. Hit the link, you know. It's gonna be fire, man. I'm talking about, you know what I mean? Like the lyrics is bars, you know what I mean? I gotta spit it, you know what I mean? That you gotta know with what I just gave you. I gave y'all jewels, like if it was like, you know, nothing, you know, like a crumbled up piece of paper that I threw and somebody picked it up and it became a platinum for them, you know what I mean? But then it was a one-hit wonder because they couldn't do it again. And I do that like nothing, you know? So stick around. That's that with all of that. LZ, you already know.